folks, I'm Billy Pennell. Thanks for joining me for another of my favourite musical moments. I want to talk to you about an English singer, songwriter, composer, performer, playwright called Kevin Coyne, who was born in mid-40s, and between 1965 and 1968 his whole world changed. I'll tell you in just a moment why that happened. He was, as a young man, a fan of blues music. Lead Belly and Robert Johnson were a couple of his favourites, but he began life employed as a social therapist, as a psychiatric nurse, as a drugs counsellor, often working with the mentally ill. And as he started to write songs, the songs were inspired by the sort of people, these disenfranchised, these marginalised people who became his close friends, people who admired him. And the world of rock and roll really didn't have much appeal for him. In fact, in the early 70s, he was approached by the boss of Elektra Records and offered the job of replacing Jim Morrison in the Doors, and Kevin knocked back the opportunity, saying to the boss of the record company, "Look, I won't take the offer, thanks very much, because I'm not really a big fan of leather trousers." Anyhow, he starts writing his own songs, and they're about these particular people that he liked and admired, and he was admired so much himself. I'm using that word all the time, but admiration was a big part of what made Kevin Coyne tick. And people could see what he was doing with his music, seeing what a great live performer he was, and knowing from where those songs came. And people like John Peel, who was a very influential BBC radio presenter, who played a lot of music that wasn't getting played on the mainstream radio stations, then he would record in his own studios, John Peel, and release music on his own label. Andy Summers was a big fan. John Lydon often spoke about Kevin Coyne as being a positive influence on him. Andy Summers, who often played with different musicians before he joined the Police, was also a big fan of Kevin's, as was Zoot Money, the keyboard player, who you will see in just a moment performing with Kevin live on stage. And to be called an anti-rock star was probably his greatest epitaph. I'm just looking so much to sharing the music of this extraordinary man with you now, Kevin Coyne.
This is a song about a madhouse. A happy place. Better to be mad than sad. Pretty park. Well, it's summertime again down on the Pretty Park. It's summertime again down on the Pretty Park. They're wincing, mincing, eyeing each other shining, laughing to themselves, laughing to themselves, laughing, laughing. Pretty Park, hear the dogs as they bark. On Pretty Park, hear the dogs as they bark. Well, it's summertime again down on Pretty Park. Yes, it's summertime again down on Pretty Park. They're floating, soaking, smoking, choking. I've never seen such fun. I've never seen such fun. Fun, fun, fun. Happy, 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 happy. Park. Hear the dogs as they bark on Pretty Park. Hear the dogs as they bark. Yes, it's summertime again down on Pretty Park. Well, it's summertime again on Pretty Park. They're joking, smoking, lying, smiling, laughing into the wind, laughing into the wind. Oh, oh. Sleep. Happy, happy. On Pretty Park. Woo! Hear the dogs as they bark on Pretty Park. Hear the dogs as they bark. All right. Doreen and Michael, they're still friends. There will be friends until the world ends. Always sitting on the same old bench. Don't want to go, they've got to go. What a wrench. And the sun keeps shining. Oh, how it shines. Oh, how it shines. Oh, how it shines. How it changes your mind. How it changes your mind. 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 On Pretty Park. Hear the dogs as they bark on Pretty Park. Hear the dogs as they bark. Well, it's summertime again on Pretty Park. It's summertime again on Pretty Park. They're lying, smiling, beguiling, whiling, laughing to themselves, laughing to themselves, laughing. There's a call from the gate. The transport is running late. Somebody's locked the gate. We know we can't escape. We know we can't escape. We can't escape. Is that all right? Is that okay? Yes. Better to be mad than sad. On Pretty Park, hear the dogs as they bark. On Pretty Park, hear the dogs as they bark. On Pretty Park, hear the dogs as they bark. Thank you.